Okay, we have 2 water meters. We're in the alley. And 2 water meters. This one's digital. It's very difficult to tell if anything's leaking on that. And this one is analog. And then this is called a flow indicator right here. Some people call it cheater wheel, cheater paddle. If that's moving, then water's moving into the house. So go find your leak. If it's not someplace you can find, like at the lawn sprinkler system, or maybe it's at a commode flapper or something like that, then it's someplace you can't see it. So heads up on that. I imagine this is for the sprinkler system, since it's closest one to the sprinkler valve. Okay, this is the swimming pool fence, and the rails are not supposed to be exposed on the back sides. You kind of have a little anti-climb thing right here, but that still doesn't meet the intent of it. It's to keep people, children usually, from crawling over to get into your swimming pool. Coming on along. Power gates are beyond the scope of this inspection, but we do have a caution sticker, which is a good thing. And we have a beam coming along here. This is the button for the gate. It's too low. Little hands can get up there and goof on you. Not that your children would do that. Coming along in here, we still haven't seen a clean out for the sewer system yet, so it doesn't look like it's going to be in this video. This is your gas meters on inside the fence, and it's high enough. And it's got a little hole in the fence right there, so they can peek in there and look at it, but they're mostly electronic now. This is the check valve for the lawn sprinkler system, and it's just a little high. It's a little high. So what can happen here, and that's the main shut-off valve, and those are the isolation valves. They're getting a little rusty. And you're supposed to have about 3 inches of clearance underneath there. It's just lined with gravel. That's a good thing. You're supposed to have about 3 inches of clearance in there so that the technician can get his hands around it and service those valves. See if this will go bad. Yeah, it will. Everybody seems to appreciate that better. Hands full of tools. Okay, so that's self-locking. Swings out from the swimming pool. The other gate on the other side of the house, I'm not so sure about. So, moving on along, the optic sensors. This is for the metal overhead door. The optic sensors, they're closer to the ground than 6 inches. They're farther from the driveway than 6 inches. They're supposed to be closer. The manual door lock has been decommissioned. We do have spring tension stickers on the bottom corners. We do not have pull handles installed inside the door. We do have a warning notice. The courtesy lights do work. This doorbell button is high enough. It's over 5 feet. And it does have the warning notice. This is for the whole house sprinkler system, and it's like the gate. It's beyond the scope of this inspection. They're good to have. These are the main shut-off valves. You got 2 meters, you got 2 valves. How about that? This is the garage. The home faces south. So this is the garage south interior wall. We do have 2 main shut-off valves. So I'm not sure what the whole story is on that. Those valves look a little bit rusty. But they'd be alright. Okay, parallel, that's on. Perpendicular, that's off. So if you had an emergency, you turn it off. And it's got instructions on it, how about that? That's off. That's on. And right here on this copper piping coming in here, this right here, that's your bonding system for the electrical. Coming along inside of here, inside the garage. Oh, and the emergency works. I worked it earlier. This GFCI controls also the front porch, and it controls your internet. So if you trip the GFCI on the front porch, you're going to lose your internet. I did that accidentally. Here's a UFR. It's a UFR ground right there. Should have a second ground. We'll look for that here in a little bit. The spacing between the cabinets and the sheetrock looks okay. Marginal maybe, but it's okay. Now, if you look inside of here, see those little screws? Sheetrock screws? They're fast and they're tight. I get that. But they don't have very much shear strength. They don't have the same kind of shear strength a nail does if you've ever tried to take apart a treehouse. So, and it should have been nailed in. These boxes, these cabinets should have been nailed in. So what happens here is that if this structure was to experience a tornado, for example, the boxes would stand a much better chance of staying in place if they'd been nailed in. Here's the electric service breakers for the air conditioning system. See those white wires going to those nuts? They're supposed to be wrapped with black tape. If you don't know they're hot, you don't belong in this panel. I get that. They're supposed to be wrapped with black tape. Another thing that I'm not noticing is the bonding location. We found it, but the bonding location is not labeled inside these panels. And then the main neutral coming in, he should be wrapped with white tape. And then little rubber booties should be installed over these. And 2011, I believe, I'm going to look this up, but I'm not seeing any energy ratings for these. It doesn't look like the house was energy rated, and it's like 5 years old. I'm thinking it was required at the time. And then we have this outlet box right here underneath, and it's empty. It's a dummy. I don't know what he does besides nothing. And then on your dead front cover plates, sorry about that. Dead front cover plates. Okay, they're supposed to be the information is supposed to be printed inside of these. And when I say printed, I'm not saying hand printed. I'm saying printed like this. And I believe that was 2015 when that became required. We're going to go around here for a moment. We got a surface drain right here. We'll get in touch with our swimming pool side. But over here, so we've only got one ground. I'll go back and look at it. But this box, the meter should be sealed on the top three sides. In fact, just about every box around here should be sealed.